kind of freaking out because we're here with Halsey.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm so good.
First of all, we saw each other at the club last night.
We did. A rare Halsey club sighting.
Oh, is that a rare occasion?
Oh my gosh, that was my first time in an environment like that in like probably like 4 years.
You're kidding.
Well, yeah, because I got pregnant, I had a baby, and then I was like out off the scene for a little while, you know, and so I was like, Mom's got no kids. She's gonna go out.
Mom's
and
night
go
out.
Did I ever?
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I mean, you looked like you were living your best life.
Oh yeah,
It was fabulous, and you had your I Heart New York shirt.
I know I did. I know. I felt very. I felt very like Carrie Bradshaw.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Had like the knee-high leather boots and like the shirt and like the big hair.
Yes.
I was like, let's go.
Moving around, being free.
Yes.
Mhm.
And there's no way to explain this and have it not sound insane like on the radio, but I was also wearing just a t-shirt, boots, and like underwear, basically.
Yeah.
They were sparkly, fancy underwear, but you know, I was trying to get my MySpace on. That's what I was doing.
And it worked.
Yes.
It worked. We were there celebrating you. You were on the cover of Paper Magazine 40th anniversary.
I know, I can't
There's
believe
the
it.
camera. I brought it with me. You look amazing.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
It was such a fun shoot.
So cool. I love all the pictures, even the spaghetti with like the feet.
Yeah, I know. Look, we got a little frisky. Yeah.
And also congratulations because your 5th studio album is coming out October 25th, The Great Impersonator.
Yes, I'm so excited. I've been waiting so long for this record to come out, and I'm just like, it's every single week that passes by, I'm just like, I wish it would go by faster, to be honest with you. Just like a fast forward.
But
Yeah.
great things are worth waiting for.
It's true.
And we
Yeah.
already have some great singles out as well. We got Lucky and we just got Ego, which I heard this morning. It's amazing.
Thank you.
You have always been very vulnerable with your music. But with these new singles, I feel like it's hitting a little different for me. It's more of like a confessional, and I feel like you're being extremely, extremely raw and kind of just laying it all out there.
Yeah. You know what's funny is I actually think that like, I think that I have been pretty, you know, honest and open, but I've been really open kind of about Ashley, you know, like about my relationships and like my mental health and like breakups and like that kind of thing. And even though that is truly the most personal part of my life, I don't know if it hits the same because people don't really know Ashley all that well. They know Halsey. So like they're hearing about this other version of me going through this thing and they're like, wow, I can tell that that's really, you know, real and raw to her. But it doesn't hit the same as like, I think some of these songs are kind of more so like, I'm pulling back the curtain on the version of me you already know.
Right.
You know what I mean? Which I think is translating, what's making it translate a little differently.
It absolutely is. And your record is different versions of you, whether it's in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, early 2000s. If you could go back and live in one era, what would it be? What decade?
I would want to be like in my early 20s in the 90s.
90s,
Yeah,
okay.
for sure. I would have wanted to be in like the grunge scene. You would have gotten like the tail end of the new wave scene. Like there's so much that you could have done, and I would have loved to be a part of it. That's why I love hearing Ego playing, because it just like, it sounds like a really big pop rock song you would have heard on the radio in the 90s.
It
and
does.
I'm just like, yes.
Same with Lucky too. Sounds like early 2000s, late 90s.
2002, like that transition from like, you know, that sort of like late 90s pop into like the early 2000s R&B takeover, you know?
Posters on the wall,
Totally.
jumping on the bed.
Yeah.
You mentioned Halsey versus Ashley, and some people don't know that your name is not actually Halsey.
I know.
Your name is Ashley, and the way that Halsey came about is actually quite interesting. You got it from a subway line?
Yeah. I used to live in Brooklyn. I lived on Eldert, and so my stop was the Halsey stop, and I was on the train one day and I was looking at the sign I saw like every single day, you know what I mean? And it just like clicked into my head in that moment. I was like, oh, Halsey has all the same letters as Ashley, just moved around. It's an anagram. And then shortly after that came the time where I like needed to pick a name. You know, I had to like commit to like an artist name, which is a big thing. It's like, you know, it's like that name might as well be my first name now. And I had like not a lot of time to choose what it was going to be forever. And I knew right away it was Halsey.
It's perfect.
I love it.
On a much smaller scale for me, I have been working for 4 years publicly, and I really regret my name that I did publicly.
Really?
Yes, my name is Davis. That's what I go by, but my first name is Mark.
Okay.
And everyone called me Davis growing up, but I wish that I went by Mark Davis. That's it. No last name.
Mark Davis is really cool. Sorry. That is really cool.
Shit.
Davis is also sick, though.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I
Mark
know.
Davis, though, is definitely pretty iconic.
Right. Is it too late?
No.
Okay. Maybe
no
a
way.
Maybe a rebrand era.
Did you hear Michael Keaton is changing his name back to Michael Douglas because that's his birth name? He's Michael Keaton. He's changing his name back. It's anyone could do. Emma Stone, Emily Stone. It's never too late.
It's never too late.
Yes.
Okay, I might just get my name changed. Love it.
Yes.
In the Lucky video, you are a high school cheerleader. You play the part so well. What were you like in high school?
Oh my gosh, I was a absolute dork. Yeah, no, I was a dork. I was a pretty well-rounded kid. I was in all AP classes, but I wasn't like a nerd though. I was like the bad kid in the AP classes. I smoked cigarettes.
Sit in the back of the class.
All older friends, and I didn't do my homework, but I would show up and ace the tests and walk out, But I was also, I was really into comic books and anime, and I spent a lot of time in my room at home, and but I was also, I was a cheerleader and I was the yearbook editor, and I really wanted to fit in somewhere. The problem was I didn't realize that to fit in somewhere, you have to put all of your energy into that one thing. And I was just kind of a little bit of part of everything. And that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Then you're just kind of the visitor to everybody else's clique.
But at least you're learning what you like,
Totally.
And experimenting. I was also yearbook editor.
You were?
Yes.
Oh,
yearbook
go off.
is amazing, right?
Yeah.
It teaches you so much.
Yeah.
You got a job in high school. It's kind of crazy.
I know.
You are a Tumblr queen.
Thank you.
And we're on TikTok radio.
Yes.
I want to know, what could the girlies on TikTok be doing better when it comes to Tumblr? Because I know you kill it at it.
When it comes to them posting on Tumblr, or what can they learn from Tumblr to use on TikTok?
Yeah, what can they learn from Tumblr? What can they take some of that culture?
I think mixed media, right? So instead of just doing swipes through photos, doing videos, I think mixed media is it. A little bit of a poem you wrote, a little bit of a picture you took, a little bit of a thing you sketched, a little bit of a, show them all the little multifaceted parts of you, and then never stop. And then you might end up accidentally writing an album and then writing 5 more and then just doing that forever,
Oh my gosh.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, you would have no idea. It doesn't sound familiar at all. I have to ask, without getting too much into it, I need to know the backstory of Halsey.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so when I first started making music, I was pretty popular in social media. And those were unique at that time because people weren't really using it in that way. It was most socials were still being run by record labels. There wasn't a really personal presence from artists on socials, and that was something that was really unique about me when I was coming up. And so I had a lot of fans, and they were always asking me to go places to go meet up with them and stuff like that. And one day I went out to, I think, King of Prussia Mall to meet up with some fans, and it was honestly 10 people. You know what I mean? There was but I wanted everyone I could get at the time. I appreciated and still do, every single fan one by one. And I was meeting them. I was taking pictures. I was really nervous. And I was out there all by myself. I didn't have a team or anything like that. You know what I mean? I was totally just I was just a kid. And they were like, will you sing a song for us? And I was like, what? And they were like, will you sing a song? I was like, we're in the middle of a mall. I don't know if you know this, but I have social anxiety. I can't do that. I was like, I can't even tell the perfume sample guy no when I walk past him. You think I'm going to start singing right now? And they were like, please, 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 please. And I was like, oh, what do you want me to sing? And someone was like, please sing Blink-182. I was like, okay. And I just started singing it, and everything went wrong. I was nervous. My throat was dry. People were looking at me. I was so scared. And then they were like, thank you so much. And I was like, okay, bye. And I left being like, thank God that's over, and I never have to think about it ever again.
Yet here we are.
Well, I was wrong, because the video goes viral every 6 months.
I know. Yeah. I saw Harry Daniels sing the song for you.
I know. He's so funny.
I know.
He sang New Americana for Obama. It's the weirdest, crossover of my life. Yeah, it's insane.
Well, thank you so much for coming on TikTok Radio IRL. I cannot wait for the new album, October 25th.
Yes.
And I have to say, this is a really big deal for me because I went to your concert when I was 15.
What?
Uh-huh.
No way.
I've loved your music for the longest time. So.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I almost just said a bad
I just
word.
looked at the photos. I have braces and like
stop.
I'm like smiling, and then
God,
I gotta show you the videos.
cute.
Like I'm screaming to your music in the background. Like,
oh my God, I'm really gonna cry. This is the most full circle moment ever.
I know. I'm gonna cry too. So we should just end it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we can go cry.
Bye.
For more TikTok Radio IRL interviews, watch the full-length